Looking forward to it as well, Arthur. Thank you very much indeed. All right, South Africa and the world celebrating Archbishop Emeritus Desmond Tutu's 90th birthday yesterday. Tutu, of course, being a long champion of non-racialism in the country. So it is going to bring into sharp focus this question. What do incidents like the DA's controversial posters in Phoenix say about how far we still need to go to achieve true equality? The Ahmed Kathrada Foundation's Neeshan and Balton joining us. Now, hello to you, Neeshan. Always a pleasure. And what do you think the Archbishop would have thought of the posters that we saw in Phoenix? Without you putting words in his mouth, what do you think his take would have been?
Keep in mind, and good morning to your viewers, keep in mind that a few weeks ago, a mural of the Arch was defaced in Cape Town with the K word written over it. So the Arch, I think, was one of the strongest opponents of apartheid, championed it becoming a crime against humanity, or it being described as such, and I think would be justifiably horrified with the kind of callousness displayed by the DA in their attempts to win votes in Phoenix. Their actions and their posters and the messaging is nothing short of just being crass and misrepresents, I think, the tragedy that unfolded in this country in July, all in an attempt to win votes from what it thinks is its constituency.
Well, we're seeing as well the posters unsanctioned by DA leader John Steenhuisen. If you take a look at a few of the websites, their party structures also unsanctioned as well, in party campaign leadership. So it almost seems like the top ring of the Democratic Alliance now moving this one very quickly to the left. How do you think it can be viewed that these posters even went up in the first place? I'll tell you why I'm asking the question, is because earlier speaking to Professor Siepe, so he was suggesting it's once again a case of tone deaf to racialism in this country. Is that something you would agree with?
Well, I think you just need to listen to what the DA leader John Steenhuisen said. I mean, his vociferous defense of the posters initially would certainly indicate that there must have been an awareness of its intention. Whether it went through the motions of getting approval is neither here nor there. Ultimately, it had the logo of the DA up on those street poles. But I'm happy that the Joburg mayoral candidate of the DA seemed to be indicating that there were many within the party who were not happy with what had happened. So it does indicate that this is not a view shared by the party in totality, but by elements of its leadership, certainly.
Perhaps my last question for you this morning, if I can leave it with this. We're talking about those posters in Phoenix, but that's just one incident. Just in general, do you think every time we reflect on the Archbishop's birthday, we ask the question, are we better as a racially tolerant country than we were this time last year?
I think we need to ask that every day, and not only about issues of race, but issues about human dignity fundamentally in this country. I think when people have to suffer the indignity of sewage flowing through their homes, of living with, I think, just collapsing services across the country, and when millions are without work in this country, those are the issues really that we all need to be focusing on. They have a history, they have roots in our racial past and continue today, but I think that those would need to become the priorities that I'm hoping these elections will begin to address. As much as I think issues of race and racial divisions are important, the bigger issues here are really the indignities of unemployment and poverty that millions deal with every day in this country.
I appreciate your time. I appreciate your thoughts, as always. Neeshan Balton from the Ahmed Kathrada Foundation, reflecting on the Archbishop's 90th birthday, who has always called for non-racialism here in South Africa.